Welcome back to Papa's Custom Cars. We're finally getting some decent weather, so over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be working on the Nova to get it back to where it needs to be. One of the things I do have to do is I'm going to have to pull the fenders off both sides. I've got to go ahead and prep this whole area for paint, both on the frame itself, or I should say the subframe because it's only partial, and get this hole taken care of. I do have a sheet that I bought that will actually cover this entire area. It extends beyond this part here. It is a piece of aluminum, so I do have to make use the bolt holes that are already there and just basically put it in place, seal it up, and then I can put the bulkhead fittings for the vintage air. I'm losing a little bit today. For the vintage air that I'm going to be putting in later, I've got the bulkheads already, and while I'm in here doing all this, I do want to get that done. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to paint this part or not. It's a nice piece of aluminum. It's really clean looking. But once again, I think it'll detract away from the rest of the car itself. This is going to all be blue. There are multiple holes from, whatever people have put into this car. Well, I shouldn't say people, me, whatever I put into this car before. I've also got the full master pulled. The fuse block is pulled. Everything is pulled out, so it's ready for cleanup. But like I said, I've got to pull these fenders off. I've got to get all that done. There is a lip on this edge here. And then there's the hidden VIN, or one of the hidden VINs here, so I cannot do anything with this part here. I do plan on putting a window in for it, though. That way, if the car ever leaves the state or has to be titled somewhere else, this hidden VIN is shown along with the one down on the frame, and I can get this thing to pass inspection. For those that don't know, all you do is take off your blower cover, and you can actually see the VIN of your car right there. So not only is it there, it's on the engine block, it's on the transmission, it's on the frame. There are 5 places you can find it, and then you got your NATA sticker in the door. Well, that NATA sticker's been gone since I had this car painted, almost 30 years ago. So that's what we've got to do, is pull apart the fenders and everything, and then start prepping this firewall for paint. We've got to deal with the brake lines, the power steering lines, get all that stuff off so that we can get all this cleaned up and painted real nice. I haven't decided what I'm doing on the steering box yet. I'll probably go with a quicker ratio because the one that's in it is like a slow ratio. A little bit faster, nothing race or anything of that nature, but something like that. But like I said, I've got, there's screw holes for days from things that have been put on over time and have just been removed. The throttle, I think, is about the throttle, the wiper motor, and the master brake booster are about the only holes that should be left. The rest of these are all going to be filled, including this one down here. It'll have a cover. And then while I'm in here, I have all polyurethane bushings to put in, so I'll be able to replace those. I'll get those all replaced, get this all painted up, and once this is all painted up, pull all the control arms and everything, put in my new spindles, my new A-arms, my all that kind of fun stuff. Be able to get that all done. Once everything's painted, we can start putting it back together again, but right now it's just a big mess. I power washed it once, so it's not real dirty, but there is still a little bit of junk down in different areas, so we definitely want to get that cleaned up. Along with our fuse block. Our fuse block in this car is a mess and has been for quite some time. So that's what we've got to get into over the next couple of weeks. So that's definitely something to get going, especially this heater box. We've got bunches of holes, so we're going to have to break up the grinder, do some grinding. Now that we've got our new air chuck right above the car, we've got it made, but we can get all this cleaned up. And the only thing we're going to try to save in here is our body tag. We want to keep that in there, so we'll get that covered up so that it's safe. But yeah, all the rest of this has got to be cleaned up and it's got to be painted blue. So with that in mind, that's going to be the next few weeks, so stay tuned. Starting next week, we'll start digging into this thing, pulling the motor mounts, pulling all the hoses, pulling everything out that we need to pull out in order to get this cleaned up and painted. Oh, on that note, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can follow along on this build. This is going to be the hardest part, is getting this prepped and ready for paint, especially the firewall. Because while the fenders are off, we're going to get these shot too. Inner fenders come out. Yeah, we got to work it out for us. So stay tuned.